Okay, so we've talked a lot about the buttons and we've talked about the home screen. One other thing, I mean, there's so much more that I could talk about that I just don't have the time. But I guess a couple more things I would talk about. Let's briefly look at the settings here. And I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but I just want to show you some of the main things you might need. Airplane mode, if you push that, basically it's going to you know how they say you don't have any electronic signals going in the airplane? Basically, this is going to shut off all your internet, your Bluetooth. It's just going to shut everything like that off so that your iPad can't communicate with the outside world, can't like interfere with electronics. I guess if you were on a plane, is why I'm assuming it's called airplane mode. Um, this is if you need to set up a new Wi-Fi. If you want to connect a Bluetooth device, you can do that. Now you don't have this one because my iPad is actually like it's different from yours. I paid for it myself, and it's got cell data, so you won't have that. Notifications is kind of nice, and you can decide which things you want to pop up, and whether you want them. So if I select one here, which I did, you can have no pop up, you can have a pop up on top, or you can have a pop up in the middle of the screen. You got some other options here. I'll let you take a look at those. Um, and then Control Center, that just tells whether you're going to be able to access it um, when your iPad is locked. Do Not Disturb. For some reason, the Do Not Disturb button wasn't working, but we can also try to do it here. You can set up a certain time of day where nobody will be able to message you or FaceTime you. General, a lot of these are kind of self-explanatory. Every once in a while, you see a little red number there. And if that happens, you probably have a software update. Handoff, if you have like an iPhone or another iDevice and you put this down and you pick up your other iDevice, you can like take up where you left off. Display and brightness, pretty self-explanatory here. You can lower the brightness, raise the brightness. If you hold the home button, you can have Siri do it too. Lower the brightness, Siri.
Let's see. Okay, I found this on the web for lower the
Or
brightness to.
sometimes Siri can be stupid. Lower the brightness, please.
Okay, I made the screen darker.
Okay, thank you. So I push the home screen and see it went down a little bit, but you can move it back up, make it bright again if you want. Night shift, that's what I was talking about before. That just makes the screen kind of a little less bright and in your face. Text size, if you want to make all the text bigger, but that's going to cause a restart, you can put all your text in bold if you have trouble seeing it. Wallpaper, just what it sounds. You can make your own or you can use what's already there. Sounds, another one is just what it sounds like. You can pick different tones for different actions that are going on. You can set up your fingerprint, see the battery, privacy things that you can do there. As far as limiting what information you're broadcasting to people. They talk about location services with the iPad, which basically the iPad, if you tell it to, will use your location to make your apps more customized, to tell you what's going on around you. Um, but if you don't, if you're worried about people following you and like kind of keeping an eye on you when you don't want them to, like, let's say you let Facebook use your location. Well, then you might have some kind of creeper like following you around on Facebook, watching where you're at. So who knows? So maybe you want to turn location services off. So that would, be a way to do that under privacy. iCloud, that's where you're going to sign up so that you can like sync your photos and your contacts and all that stuff. iMessages is kind of like, instant messaging for the iPad. You can have your Twitter and Facebook accounts. There's some other like thingamajigs there. Um, you could sign up with your Gmail and sorry, and you can have it sync your calendars, all that thing. Now, keychain is kind of fun because if you turn that on, it'll save all your passwords on the internet so that you never have to type them in again. The problem is if anybody gets a hold of your iPad, you better have the screen set to lock, otherwise they have access to all your passwords. And then Find My iPad just means that if somebody takes your iPad, you'll be able to track it by going online, and I can show you how to do that. It's actually, I believe it's www.icloud.com, and that'll let you track where your stolen iPad is. You can try to turn it off, but notice when I try to turn it off, it prompts me for my Apple ID. So that's another thing. I'm going to back out of there now. If you ever decide to sell your iPad, you need to shut off Find My iPad. Otherwise, you're going to be able to track whoever you sell your iPad to. Unless you want to be able to track them. I don't know, maybe you do. That, I guess that'd be a good way to, kind of a sneaky way to track somebody. Give them an iPad. Okay, so anyhow, so keychain stores your passwords. Find My iPad, make sure you know where things are. And you just go down here and look at some of these. Most of these are pretty self-explanatory. If you just remember, if you want to get out of an app, push the home button. If that doesn't work, push and hold down on the home button. That's all you need to know, really. So one other thing here, you might see these little numbers here. Basically, what that means there's a notification of some kind within the app, and if you just touch it, a lot of times you'll be prompted to mark everything as red, or let me push the home button again. Okay, it's still there. So let me go back in there, and let me see. I'm gonna hit cancel here. That's a good book, by the way. And then see, I've got 9 announcements. So there's my 9 messages from this app. This app apparently likes to send me messages, I guess. So I got that, and I guess I was just supposed to read all these mails. So I'm gonna go up. I keep doing things and not telling what I'm doing. I'm gonna go up here to edit. I'm gonna go down here to select all, and then I'm gonna go to mark as read. Okay, and then I'm gonna hit done. And if I push the home button again, now you don't see that red 9 anymore. You don't see that red 9 here. Basically, that just means that the iPad's trying to talk to you. That's what those red numbers are for. Or, like with Facebook, if you got a big number next to your Facebook, like maybe that means that many people tried to contact you. I don't know. Or maybe, who knows what. You can have all kinds of little things causing the buttons to have little red numbers. One last thing. Let's talk about the camera, because it'll give us some practice on how to share files, and that's an important thing to know. Not the camera, the photos, sorry. So any picture I take on any iDevice is automatically saved to another iDevice for me. I'm going to look at a picture here. I tap it, and let's see here. So there's a picture. Well, what do I want to do with this picture? Well, let's say I want to send it to somebody, because, it's a pretty good-looking picture, and I think everybody should be able to share that joy with me. Let me get my frame back here. Okay. There we go. All right. So here's my picture. It's pretty cool. I'm going to touch the screen and nothing's happening. So let me get rid of the frame. For some reason, it doesn't like the frame. Okay. So I touch anywhere on the picture. Startup disk is over, almost full. Thank you very much. Touch anywhere on the picture. And for some reason, it's kind of blocked. You can't really see what's going on here. So I'll show you on this one. Push the little square here. And then, oh, look at that. It gives me all kinds of options. If there was another device here, I could do AirDrop. I can send it in a message, a mail, iCloud sharing, Twitter, Facebook, about a million other ways to share it. You can hide it, too. If you got something like not appropriate for work, just you can put it in what's like a hidden album. It's not really hidden. It just means it's not going to be there on your screen in your face all the time. Assign it to a contact, make the wallpaper, print, whatever you want to do, all kinds of things. Got to have an AirPrint for that, AirPrint enabled. And then more options here. So these are some things that we can do with the file. I'm not going to do anything with it, so I'm just going to hit cancel here. So I don't need to do anything with that file. It's all good. But I did want you to see some of those many options that you have there. Like AirDrop, that's a pretty cool thing. So, basically you grab a file, you drag it, you wait for somebody's face to show up, you drag it in their face. It's really cool. I'll show you all that. And I really think that's it. I feel like the urge to ask if you have any questions, but that's kind of dumb because I'm not talking to any of you. Because you're all on camera. So, or I guess I'm on camera. So, anyhow, hope you found this helpful. I'm going to stop now because I'm getting really tired, and that means I'm starting to ramble. But if you have any other questions, you can come see me later. Kind of experiment with a little bit, see how it goes. And I will talk to you again soon.